Well, Patrick, it says on the screen you are live, and that means we are.
And I got distracted. I didn't start looking on my phone, so I'm going to assume you're telling me the truth.
Well, I have to tell you, that's what popped up on my dumb TV. I don't know how smart my TV is, but it did say you are live.
I see the live button and I see us on screen, so we are good. So
Okay.
hello, everybody.
Yes, greeting, good folk, and welcome to the last Monday evening of the month of August.
No,
And
well, it is, but also the fourth Monday, because technically we're the fourth Monday. When there's five, we're still in the fourth.
Yeah. And I don't know, this must be maybe the fifth or sixth Unbreakables. I don't know when it started.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I don't actually know. Yeah, that's about fifth, maybe, since we started doing them.
Well,
hello, everybody.
Most of the time, I think the early folks who jump in already know who you are and who I am and what we're doing here. So let's also not only welcome everybody that we see in the chat, but everybody at home that just enjoys watching. You are important to our channels as well. And we're glad to have you here tonight, secretly spying from your divan.
Lurking in the background. We appreciate that. And of course, a thank you to you, Scott, for hosting me and including me as part of your selling activities.
You are more than welcome. Thank you for coming.
Excellent. So you having a good Monday?
Indeed. Yes. And you?
Mine, as many people do know, this is a side hustle for me. So I had my regular job during the day, which was a little stressful. So I'm looking to just have fun tonight, hang out with you, hang out with some great people in the chat, and just, hey, if I can sell some things, great. If I don't even care at this point. Just looking to spend a nice, fun, low-key evening.
I saw a bit of I saw your preview was a short, wasn't it?
Yes, I did a quick preview of my posted to Instagram. I'm not even sure if I got it up on the YouTube. I probably should have done that. But I'm not even sure I'm going to show everything that I put in the preview. So we'll see if people were paying attention, if they got requests. I started just digging around. You know, I do a lot of ephemera, do a lot of linens. The sale's like right up my alley, yours as well. It's easy to ship, but then it's kind of like, oh, wait, I could do this. Oh, I could do this. Oh, I found this. What do I have? So I got a mix. We'll see how what the vibe of the evening is. You know, people can make requests, and we'll see what kind of stuff shows up.
All right. Well,
so most of the names I see saying hello, I do recognize. We can just really quick see how fast we can do the summary. I ship from Chicago. You ship from Philadelphia. We both use PayPal. You will probably get your invoices out faster than I do, but I'll try and get invoices for anything you claim, hopefully by Wednesday night, Thursday at the latest. What are we going to cover? Prices don't include shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, we got something new.
Well, I guess I'm going to try to answer that question, Richard. The bird cage stand, where did I get it and what did it cost? Oh, my good chap, I believe I've had that for at least 25 years. I want to say that I purchased that at a flea market at the fairgrounds in another state at least 25 years ago. So I've been lugging that thing around for a while.
Isn't that always fun? Find it for the perfect location in your home, and then you change homes. Like, okay, now where is it going to go? Where am I going to put it?
I kept using it in various places. Thank you for asking. I'll try to keep our eyes over there. Of course, a lot of you know that we don't, during the auction, if we miss something, please don't feel ignored. But many times it flies by, we can't see it, or we're right in the middle of selling something and can't stop to ask a question, but we'll answer everything that we see.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see it flying by. I'm like, wait, what does that say?
Yeah, what does it say?
I'm feeling very old lately.
Patrick, I'm able on my lap to do starts and stops for you.
I can do them for you as well.
Okay, very good.
Got a compliment on my shirt. stole this from my boyfriend, so I'll make sure he gets the compliment.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Very nice. It's stripedy.
It is stripedy.
Shall we begin?
We can go right into it. Absolutely. So again, thanks everyone for joining. You want to start off? You want me to start off?
I will make you big and you will start.
All right. Wasn't sure what to start with, so I'm just grabbing this thing that happened to be balancing on top, the death object that I've got available here. So we've got a vintage receipt hook, paper hook, paper hanger. I guess if you really try, you could do it a coat hook, but I think you'd probably damage your coat because this is the one that's got the very, very pointy end to it. So when you find old receipts and they got a big hole in them, it's because it was either sitting, one of these was sitting on the desk with a receipt spite sticking out, or this one hanging up over the desk on the wall to be able to put your notes. It'd be great to hold keys. You might want to file that down or put a little cork on the end of it because it. What's that, Scott?
Your starting price?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's starting at $8.
Okay, $8. There we go.
And it is a simple design. It just has the keyhole right here in the back. So you would just mount the screw or whatever you want to do and just hooks right onto that. So there's no recess screw or anything like that, just the keyhole design right on the front. It's in absolutely great condition. I'm not sure. Maybe cast aluminum. There's a little bit of weight to it, but nothing super, super heavy. Some really nice scroll work, really nice. Still got nice shininess to the back, but the front shows some nice wear, matte finish. And as somebody said, they use it for their keys as well. Oh, and we got Robert from Back in the Day Finds starting at $8. Thanks so much, Robert. So again, for keys, receipt hooks, again, dog leash, whatever you want by the door. You want to surround yourself with some vintage decor. You've got a great little piece here at hopefully a good price. And you could glue a black bead on the sharpening. Yeah, that's the only downside to having anything that you might have to like reach in to grab is if you can see it, you can see the little point there would definitely, I can tap on it, but you can definitely feel it. Yeah, one of those little, or what, I'm thinking the little plastic or rubbery caps that go on the end of like your the shelving units and things like that, those little rubber stopper pieces that could probably slide right over. So yeah, plenty of options there. Or hey, set it up for your friends, the ones you don't like, you don't warn them, they bleed, so you never know. Yeah, belt hanger, all kinds of options. Always love to have. Got to use vintage, got to be able to decorate, got to be able to live with it. No point just shoving it in a drawer. So we're going to go ahead and count it down. Looks like I think we've got the one start at 8, and we will then do count that down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. So I think, unless somebody sneaks in there right at the end, I think we just had the one bid from Robert. I believe see the stop.
Yes.
And so we got Back in the Day Finds at $8. Thank you so much.
Okie doke. All right, Patrick, if you would place $15 on the screen for me.
You got it.
And at $15, we're looking for an opening bid for a cocktail shaker. This one is just a shaker. I didn't pair any cocktail glasses with it. The condition is very nice. Two things that typically go wrong with these cocktail shakers is that they're missing the lid or this screw cap here, or the metal cracks, and a lot of times you don't know till you get it home. It just cracks. This one is not cracked, and it features a really nice red lucite handle. So the lid comes off with ease. And then this is the little pouring spout here. So we'll unscrew this. That little thing is often missing. Put that back on. And it is chrome plated. I don't think I cleaned this. And it would, yeah, I didn't clean it. It would really look nice if you wash it and clean it with a washcloth and some soap, and that'll buff it up and it would look really nice. So shake, shake, shake your favorite cocktail. It's 1933 and FDR has just gotten rid of prohibition. Okay. Shall we count it down? I see no bids, but we're going to count it down anyway. Can you get ready with the stop, Patrick?
Absolutely. We'll see who's sneaking in the background, waiting to jump in.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And if we have no interest in the cocktail shaker, I'm going to bring you back.
Looks like we had somebody jump right in. I see Patsy M at $15. Well, let me refresh though, because a couple people came right there at the very end.
Oh, okay.
I see Patsy and Melody were before the stop, but Patsy was first at $15.
Okay, I think I see that as well. Patsy M. Very good. Patsy, thank you. Melody, I'll find another one for you. And Patrick, if you'll tell me the starting price of your next item, I'll go ahead and put that in.
Starting price of $10.
Okie doke.
I've got quite a few options of textiles tonight. So I'm starting out with one of the things I showed in my preview, and it's kind of like an instant collection. So for anyone who's out there who likes embroidered pillowcases, you will get all 6 of these pillowcases. They are 3 pairs. So I'll show them individually or show the sets. They also all have their original boxes that come with them. One of them has some old advertising on it. But all of them are standard sized pillowcases with some type of design embroidery on the end. So again, $10 start, you get all of these. So the first pair is this kind of a cross stitch pattern with the pink roses and the blue flowers with the greenery. And then at the bottom, you've got the crocheted edging. Most of these are probably done by machine, because I believe these were sold as finished pillowcases. I could be wrong with that, but they're done beautifully. So I do believe these are machine done. They're going to assume they're all unused. I did not wash these, but these actually look like they're in pretty good shape. I did wash a couple of the other linens I'll be showing you, but these still have the folds from where they fit into the box. So you get a pair of the embroidered roses, and then you also get a pair of, I'm sure there's a name for this, but this the tissue paper is just there to be able to kind of show the difference between so you can see the color of the little lace work that's being done there, kind of like almost like crochet type lace work. But you've got all of that in the end. And then you also have the crocheted ending on the pillow. So there's 2 of that style. So that one's got the pink tissue paper. Here you can see without the tissue paper. So it's just, you would see the pillow inside. So if you put a pillow liner on, you could do a nice little contrasting color that would pop up against the blue and the white. So you get a pair of those, and its original box. This is the one that had the vintage advertising on it. PM blouse featuring Bobby Sue fashions. And yes, I would say all of these are cotton. And then the third pair you get is your Prince of Wales pattern. You've got the 3 plume design, cutwork design with a scalloped edge. And I see you starting things off, Regina, for $10. So thank you so much. So this one, try and open it up a little bit so you can see it's cut work in addition to the embroidery. So you can see where the openness is on those. And then you've got the stitches. They're kind of like, and again, there's a name for this, but they're like dimensional stitching so that you can feel the bumps on them. So they're like the stitches they've been stitched over it enough that you actually have some really nice depth on those. So again, you get this is not choice. You get all 6 of these, 3 pairs, the Prince of Wales plumes. Oh, it also had a box. These were fine linens. This was hand embroidered. So that was what this box was. Got these from an estate sale. So most likely, I'm picturing these came from like maybe the 60s, maybe a wedding gift, something like that. And they just kind of put them in storage. So you get the pair with the blue cut work. You get the pair with the blue and white crochet drop. And then you also get the pair with the pink, green, and blue cross stitch patterns on this one. And all of them have the cool end piece, crocheted edges. So I'll go ahead and start counting these down. Again, you get all 6 for its current bid is at $15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. See who sneaks in there at the end. And it looks like, do you see Karen Williams?
I see Karen Williams, $16.
That's what I see as well. Thank you so much, Karen. Congratulations.
All right. Patrick, my next item will begin at $15.
Okay. You got it.
Now, I hope some of you were waiting for this. Of course, I didn't do a preview. You know that at least one of you out there, as a little girl, probably had these in your bedroom. I know there was a woman that danced on the other side. We only have the one. Yeah. What is this? Probably the, late 50s into the 60s. I don't know. Well, I do know it's got to be from around that era. It's plaster, some type of, poured in a mold, not chalkware.
Oodle's starting you at 20. She's remembering her childhood.
You're remembering that? So, you had one of these at your house. He's not chipped or cracked. Now, as you know, you knock these things over, the cat runs through, or, you have some wild dream and you go kicking in the night, you knock that off your dresser. He's going to be decapitated. But in this case, he's perfect. He hasn't even had his paint redone. What kind of a dance is he doing there, Patrick? I don't quite know my ballet.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm the right one for that one either.
Yeah, I don't know. But whatever he's doing, he's masked, so he doesn't want you to know he's been there. Oh, he's got a thick neck. He's a thick-necked thing, isn't he? That looks funny. It makes it look like the light bulb is coming out of his... Now...
Yeah. He's kind of like got a superhero mask thing going to it, too.
Yeah, yes. I can't remember. What was his female counterpart doing on the other side of the chenille bedspread? Well, anyway, the socket has been replaced. Somebody rewired it. That's a thick extension cord. You can rewire it if you want or use it the way that you want. I'm looking for a horn speaker for an antique radio. Richard, if you... well, I've got some horns, but I don't have any this evening. I'll be glad to chat with you about that. Maybe we can chat about it right at the end of the auction. If you're still here tonight, that would be fantastic. Up to the head, it's 8.5 inches tall. All right, let's count. Any questions, comments, prayer requests? We'll count him down. Ready, Patrick? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
All right. I watched the lag come through and I saw the stop coming in. And I think you have Poodle at 20.
Okay.
All right.
Poodle, thank you. Thank you. And Patrick, what's next?
So the next item I also had these in my preview. These I picked up actually at the same estate sale that I picked up the linens. But when I saw these, I knew I had to get them because I knew I needed to sell them on Scott's sale, because I saw this and I just saw this was something that just reminded me of Scott. So you've got the black lacquerware bowls.
What's your price, young man?
Oh, I'm sorry. Starting price of $15.
Okay, very good.
Because you get a set of 3. So
Nice.
you get the large one. I should have measured this, so let me do this really quick. The largest bowl is just under 10 inches across. And it has, you have these little felt liners in them so they could stack without scratching each other. Now, these definitely have some age. What would you say that type of design? Are we getting back to the 30s there, Scott? Maybe even 20s?
Let me see. Gee, it's as colorful
with
as
stylized flowers.
And Patrick, may I interrupt for just 1 second?
You bet.
Just to clear up one thing. Poodle was my only bidder on the 60s lamp, and my opening bid was 15. She bid 20. I think I usually, when that happens, I'm going to come down to that 15 because she didn't bid against anybody, and I just.
You're correct.
Okay, so it'll be 15 Poodle on the 60s lamp. And then, Patrick, those are really cool. Now, are they lacquer?
These are 40s. Yeah, so this is black with the gold scroll. And then the inside actually even has the gold going into the inside of the rim and black on the inside as well. So I couldn't decide if these were like 20s, 30s, 40s. I couldn't really figure out what era. I just wondered if you had a guess.
What's the bottom look like?
It's plain lacquer.
I've never seen them before, so
they seem like they're almost like the Russian lacquer boxes, like Eastern European style.
Yeah.
But those flowers, I don't think they'd be Eastern European.
Right, I hear you.
So anyway, I think there's some age to them. The biggest one is in absolutely fantastic condition. The smallest one has, exterior wise, is still great condition, but you can see on the inside there's some wrinkling and some crackling because basically it's like almost like paper mache. So you think of it from that way. So KP is asking what it's made of. So it's a lacquerware, but it's very lightweight. So it falls into the not unbreakable category because it's not porcelain, it's not china. It's basically like heavy paperboard that has then been shellacked with this, so you can actually put, use them. Probably wouldn't want to use them for like salad dressing, but for dried goods, things like that. And then the middle one, they all have the same patterns on them, so they're all interlocking in sizes. So I think the biggest one I said was just under 10. The middle one is 9, and the smallest one is just under 8. So I would say at this point in time, they would probably be for decorative use, although you could use them for, like, you could hold apples in them, as long as you got them out before they rotted. You just wouldn't want to put anything wet in them because they would have been designed, they could have been used for wet, but because of the age, you run the risk of any cracks, liquid getting into and it's basically paper on the inside. So, but nice form, nice stack. If you do, I've seen this for Pyrex. If you want to use them for decorative, you put a little riser in between each of the layers, and then they just kind of just peek out inside each bowl so you can see the designs on each one of them.
Yeah.
So that is the set. I did not see a bid. Popcorn, perfect option for it. I didn't see a guess bid come through, but I'll go ahead and count it down just in case someone's lurking in the background.
Okay.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Yeah,
All right.
sometimes the risers they use for Pyrex, I've even just like rolls of duct tape. It doesn't even have to be like super high tech with your risers. So we shall. Does that look like those sold? So we will set those aside and pass it back to you, Scott.
Okay, I am back again, and I'll bring my next item up. But before I do, Justine, I'm sorry we didn't connect. I know you're coming back in October. So that lamp, you know, it's yours. And I just wasn't able to meet you that particular day, but we'll get it together in October if that sounds all right. And I've got for you now, Patrick, if you'll put $12 on the screen.
Okay. It's up.
Okay, here I am. And what I've got for you now is, looks like it hasn't ever been worn. It may have been worn but it's in absolutely excellent condition. And I have to tell you, I've got baby pictures of me in something just like this. This is a little boy's suit from the 19
Oh yeah, those were everywhere. Yep, I remember those.
from the 60s. And I guess it's a size 3. That's all I can tell you. When I look at his little pants, wait a minute. No rips, no tears, nothing smells funny. If somebody's having a baby and you want that baby to look like a little vintage 60s baby, so there's a 3. I'm assuming that means size 3. It's been a long time since I've been a baby, so I don't know. But here's his little pants, and what are the suspenders, and then there's elastic in the back, and here's the little shirt, and it's been folded up and stored away, and it's got little tiny buttons on it right here and here. And we'll turn it around to the back. And there's nothing on this. It doesn't say where it was made or who made it. I don't see any tags, any tags on it, other than the little pants are size 3. And I just unbuttoned that. Let me put this back on. Come on now, if you are interested, don't wait, because I will move on lickety split. Any interest at all in the little boy suit from the 1960s? Almost looks unused. No bids.
Very sweet.
Huh? Yeah, it is
very sweet.
Patrick, I'm counting it down. Here we go. Get ready with the stop. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Yes. And I'm going to try
Watching for the leg, and I just see the countdown, and stop is going up.
Okay, no sale. Back
no sale.
To you.
All right, and I've got some ephemera, and we are starting at a $5 start.
Okay, let me fold my pants. Okay, you say $5 start?
$5. So we're just starting at $5. And what we've got is a set of, they're all unique. These are a set of menu cards or place cards for your next dinner party. We've got some great fashion plate cards. So these all have like a little bit of a decal edge to them. They all have a little image printed onto the side of different fashion designs. So we've got, and there's 10 unique, there are 10 of these. So at this, they're starting out at 50 cents each, a set of 10, and each one of the designs is different. So that's the second one, the third one. And these are just kind of a heavier cardstock. And you see there's, taking fashion all the way back to the 18th century. 19th century, 20th century. So there's just a mix, but everyone is showcasing a female with some sort of a unique garment, as well as in some cases she is accompanied by a gentleman. So that one, you've got the Arc de Triomphe in the background. So you get those little menu card holders. You could write their names on there, so you have everyone at their own place setting. You could write a small menu, get the courses that you have as Trojan for you, use them as bookmarks. They're just unique pieces of ephemera. You can use them for anything you want. And there are 10 individual designs. So you get all 10 for a starting bid of 5. I don't see anything, so I'm going to keep things moving. I got a lot of stuff I can offer tonight, so we're going to count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And I did see a couple bids come in there right at the end, so I'll watch for the stop. No, there's nothing. The only thing that was on the back, one of them said made in France, but there's no manufacturer. Thanks for asking, River Billy. I should have commented on that. Most of them don't show anything, but I think there was like 1 or 2 that had the little made in France stamp in the back. So I do see a couple bids, and I am seeing Val M first. Is that what you're seeing, Scott?
Indeed.
Okay. Thank you, Val. They will be on their way.
And I have no cookbooks tonight. Somebody's asking for cookbooks.
I also do not have cookbooks. I had some cookbooks, and I actually ended up selling all of them.
Also, a little while ago, someone asked if I was selling the Blue Willow Flow Blue Platter. No, that's a little too... Sometimes we stretch the Unbreakable a little bit, but no, that's not for sale tonight. It will be coming up somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be online or in a live sale, but it's in the lineup for what's to be sold soon. Okay, $19.
You got it.
Is where we start on the clock.
It's up.
Topper. These were popular. People have been putting stuff on the top of clocks for ages. This one is in excellent condition. It is made of cast metal with a patina, so it's not bronze. All right. I don't believe that it's spelter because it's a really strong metal, and it has
popular. We've already got 3 bids.
He has a beautiful patina, which is solid all over him. And many of you know that the old black wooden mantle clocks then usually were, had flat tops, and we Victorians and Edwardians had to stick something on top of those clocks. I'll let you look at the bottom of it, and I love that old green felt. That is the old-timey stuff. I've got old bookends from the 1920s with this on there. And this guy actually probably, he's not Victorian. He does date after the turn of the century. He's really somebody that, this was probably made sometime between 1910 and 1925. Clock toppers were still hanging around a little bit. And I'll let you see his face. If you'd like to know, from the floor to his mane, he stands 7.5 inches tall, and across his base, he measures 8 inches, and he's galloping along with one leg up. He hasn't fallen off of a clock and been broken. There's absolutely nothing on him at all that is any damage at all. More diner cups and saucers. I'll keep my eyes out. I love diner cups and saucers. So you get him with this old green felt on the bottom. I love it. Even the old glue that was used to paste it on.
It's up to $47.
And we'll count this beautiful, see his saddle?
That's some nice detail work in that.
Yeah, he's cute. Yeah, well done.
So would they sit? I wasn't even aware of that because I have a couple mantle clocks that have the flat tops. I just assumed they were designed that way. Would they weren't be attached? They would just sit on top? All right. Well, I have a couple things sitting on top of my clock. See, I didn't even realize I was recreating the look.
They just sat
I
on.
assumed that they would have been mounted. Okay, that's really interesting. That's a beautiful piece. He would look fantastic without a clock.
Mhm.
All right, you're at $47.
10. You ready? 10,
Yep.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
And watch for the lag as the stop has gone up. And it looks like Val and Poodle were duking it out. Poodle comes out ahead at 47 bucks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll go back
All right. As I mentioned, I have a lot of textiles. This one is starting at $10. It is a table topper. So this is on the smaller side. It is 32 inches square. So this is a great size for, a variety of tables. So you can go on a small round table, a larger square table. You have a larger tablecloth underneath, and this could be either the centerpiece part underneath it, be about this a little bit small for a card table, but about that size, or just a decorative top in between when you're not using the tablecloth. What I really like about this one is if you do have a centerpiece, you can see the design has been stitched in a way that the center is open. Did you get me in as a $10 start, Scott?
I did not. I shall do that right now.
Yep. So $10 start. Again, it's 32 inches square. And you can see it is, I believe, this one is hand stitched because there's a couple places where the thread is carried. So I think this was a project. Somebody did this in their free time and created this the back side of the piece, but very nice and cleanly done. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. And thank you, sis, for starting us out at $10. But you've got this beautiful edge work, the little corner pieces with flower and a couple small petal flowers along the corner, and this great kind of almost like a cross stitch little X design going along, and then another pop of flowers, something along the edge. Very symmetrical. My OCD makes me very happy that this is all done very nicely. So that goes all the way around with I would say it's a machine stitched hem. So I have a feeling that this was manufactured as the linen tablecloth, and then somebody stitched onto that. So they did not hem it themselves. It was already manufactured that way. You can tell the way it was done. But the stitch work is still hand done. And then on the inside, you've got another square label. Oh yeah, Pennsylvania Dutch. I could see that. You've got the same stylized flower in the corner. But then you also start getting, and this is the stuff that the reason I liked it. It gets into the architectural. I love architectural stitchwork, samplers, things like that. This is simple. This was more of a maybe Pennsylvania Dutch, but more of a farmhouse appeal. You're not getting like a Regency estate mansion or anything like that. But you've got some figurals. So you got people. I don't see people stitched into the vintage textiles that I get. So you've got a couple on there along with another flower. That flower is kind of reminding me of the Super Mario Brothers game, but that's just a little side piece. Everyone needs a chicken rooster. So you got a little chicken or rooster, a little kitchen rooster, I guess what I was thinking. Don't know if I think he's a rooster with the little neck comb and the little red on the head. So everyone needs that. We've got ducks. We've got duck eating. So it's just designed all the way around. It's just a really sweet piece, very traditional, farmhouse, country, early 19th century, or early 20th century, late 19th century, just lots of designs. Go ahead and count it down. It looks like I've got Tina C is the highest right now at 16. And thank you, sis, for letting us know that you were going to stop. So we are currently with Tina at 16, counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And Marianne makes a comment, these cost more to make now. And that's exactly it. I don't tend to get into like quilts and things like that or Afghans because it actually frustrates me how inexpensively they sell. Because like in some cases for quilts, the fabric would cost you more just to buy raw fabric, much less all the work that goes into it. But these are still kind of sweet because it's a labor of love. You know, thread doesn't cost a lot. It's the time. So it looks like this is going to go to Tina C. And I apologize, Tina. I do not remember if you have purchased from me before. So even if you have, if you could just send me an email to thmvintage@gmail.com before the show is over, just to make sure that I do have your information, because you are picking that up at $16. And it's very lightweight, so it'll cost almost nothing to ship. And back to Scott.
Okay. You know, I measured this and didn't write it down, and now I don't remember.
Don't you hate when you do? I do that all the time. I'm like, wait, I wrote it somewhere.
I shall remeasure it. This is a an old tobacco humidor, or
Starting at
cigarette humidor, and this starts at $12. It is mahogany and porcelain lined. So starting at $12, and I'll measure it for you. Length is 5 by 4 by 2.5. So humidor, because you can see that it has the porcelain lining and the extra wood to keep Grandpa's tobacco or his Lucky Strikes nice and smokable.
Lisa's got you at $13. That's a beautiful box. I love boxes.
It is. And I do, I don't refinish them. You put a coat of Pledge, some paste wax on it. It's just beautiful. You could look at the bottom. See how old they don't even have felt. They have paper. That's old black paint, old black paper sort of glued to the bottom of it. And that tells a story, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's in such great shape. The seaming, I mean, for a humidor, it needs to be sealed, and it's like it's still got really nice tight edges there.
It does. And this inside is, I guess it's not porcelain. It's a milk glass. It's a glass.
Oh wow.
With a so this right here. Sometimes they're porcelain. But of course, it's to keep the tobacco moist, or the cigarettes. So there it is.
Robert's got you up to $25.
And we'll count the humidor down. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Wah, wah, wah.
It's like Melody's trying to sneak in. I'm watching for the lag.
I love the domed lid.
Did you do the finger countdown? Because I'm watching in the video and I'm not seeing the finger countdown.
Well, by now, I'll put the stop in.
Yeah, we'll just put a stop.
It's okay if the stop comes late. You just don't want it to come early.
Right. Okay. And I don't think it would have had an impact because Melody had jumped it up to 41, and that was higher than.
It's
so
you got it? Melody at 41.
Melody Southern Buckeye was the highest at 41.
Okay, Melody, thank you. You ready, Patrick?
Yep, I got to do a $12 start.
All right, let me get that in, and then I'll enlarge you. Oh, that sounds funny. $12 start, and now you shall be enlarged.
All right. So for those of you who've watched my channel in the past, I just did a tour of my booth. And when I did the tour, I decided to grab some things out of the booth. And this is one of them. And I'm going to do this. We're starting at $12, which
Okay.
you can see these things still have the original price tags on here. Every one of these, you get the entire set. Each one of these was started, they're individually listed or individual offered in the booth for more than 12 bucks. So I'm giving you all 3 of these pewter porringers. Now, yes, Halloween is coming, but these are not bloodletting bowls. Sometimes they get sold as bloodletting bowls. And if you ever want to know if you've got a bloodletting bowl, there would be lines on the inside so you could measure how much blood you actually drained from the person that you're grabbing it from. These are simple porringers. So you've got a nice little handle to hold. So feeding invalids, feeding children, feeding yourself, whatever the case may be. They serve great purpose for, you could use these for a nice big scoop of bird seed, separate out your bird seed, bird feeders. This one is nice and deep. And this one is a Woodbury, marked Woodbury pewter. And then the other 2 pewter pieces, they're both graduated sizes. These are not quite as deep. So these make great pin dishes, change dishes, soap dishes. These are both Steed pewter. And so these, because they both are manufactured by Steed, they both have the exact same design in the handles. The third piece, the handle changes a little bit. It's similar, same idea. Porringers pretty much had the same design since the 18th century. These are 20th century reproductions of them, but they look fantastic. These came from my collection. You can see I still have some pewter pieces in my collection. These I started going for quality over quantity, and this set I decided to keep together, sell it at the shop, didn't work. So now I'm going to try and sell them here. So again, you get all 3 of these for the starting price of $12. Some decent weight, but it would not cost a lot to be able to ship these because, again, I'm shipping out of Chicago. Each one of them is stamped with its maker. And again, instant collection for a traditional primitive decor. Functional as well. And I see Pam is coming in with the opening bid of 12 bucks. So I'm going to go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. We'll see where the instant collection of porringers. Watch for the lag to come through. I see the stop, and so it looks like Pam Dandria is picking these up for $12.
Okay.
Your name is new to me, Pam. So if you could also make sure you send me an email to the address on the screen before the show is over, I would appreciate that. And I will get you an invoice. Thank you so much.
Well, I had to go and find everybody another Edwardian into the 1920s table runner, and have I got one for you. So $20 is where we'll start on this one, Patrick.
Okay. It's up.
And I shall give you the measurements and then show it to you. So it measures a tad over 5 feet long. I know you'd rather have it in inches, but I forgot to do it that way. So 5 times 12 plus about 6 inches. So a little more than 5 feet long by 15 inches wide. Perfect for the runner over a dining room table, on a library table. This wouldn't really be a dresser scarf. It's a little too fancy for that. But definitely the library tables that everybody had, and the Davenport tables, the sofa tables
Wow.
that everybody had in the 1920s. This is a beautiful, rich one. And let me tell you, there's only there's one pinhead of a hole, and I'll show it to you. And it's right here, right there on the red velvet. I guess a naughty moth got a hold of that.
Or a smoking moth.
Or smoking moth, yeah. And then it needs to be ironed, but look how rich the fabric is down the center, and there's no damage. The back of it has beautiful black silk, No, that's not silk. What is that? Linen. It's linen on the back of it. And then I'll stand back here and really let you see. So typically, this is something that would be on a table, a sofa table. And a lamp would sit here and some bookends and, you know, that kind of thing on the back of the sofa table that went behind your Davenport. These would also be put on top of buffets. A little too ritzy, fancy for a bedroom, but heck, if you want to use it in your bedroom, why am I going to stop you from doing that? Again, I'll let you see the back. It does not smell. It smells like nothing. Oh, sit back down. It's not dry rotted. It's clean. It's not faded, and it doesn't have any picks or tears. It's just a beautiful example. And this is every bit of 100 years old. I would put it circa 1920. These are out of fashion. These are too fussy when you get into the 30s. This becomes that you can see it's a holdover from the more fancy, fussy Victorian and Edwardian days with drapes and everything all over the place. Things got a lot simpler in the 30s, but it's a pretty one. So I will count it down if there aren't any questions on it. Oh, and the fringe is all good at the bottom. It really is elegant when it hangs on your table and then the fringe hangs over the sides of a sofa table. So it's a pretty one. And
the Florida Golden Girl is duking everybody out. She's already got it up to $75.
We'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And it's really a deluxe model because most of the ones I find would just be this fabric, just one sheet of fabric. But this has this beautiful woven fabric and then the felt on the bottom and then the fringe. So it's a nice one. And I've had it for a while. I've used it.
And then we got the stop. No one is trying to compete with Florida Golden Girl. She wants it for her office.
Oh, that's going to be beautiful. Is your office like dark academia? Huh?
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. It was 74?
It was 75.
Florida.
$75 to a Florida Golden Girl.
All right.
All right. So congratulations for that. That is an absolutely beautiful piece. So for those who feel that was too snazzy, we're going to do another table runner, but from the opposite side. So this is a $10 start. So this one is, I wrote it down, 40 inches by 16 inches. So it's not quite as long as the one that Scott had, nor nearly as luxurious, but I would argue just as beautiful.
I would argue just as beautiful as well.
So you've got this wonderful scalloped edge. It goes pretty much all the way around. You can see the end, the tailing end has a great scalloped edge, but they even incorporated it into the side. So when this drape drifts over the side of your side table, your buffet, even in the end table, it's 40 inches wide. The drop is going to have a nice little detail on the side as well. So this has a green and white crocheted trim that's going all the way around. It is a piece of linen. I did wash this because there had been a little bit of discoloration, and OxyClean to the rescue brought this back beautifully. Probably should have pressed it again afterwards, but I didn't have the time to do that. So I do apologize, but it has been freshly laundered and the colors did not bleed. It was, it actually handled itself very nicely in the wash. Unfortunately, if you watched, I did a haul video of a bunch of linens that I picked up. Several of them did not wash out. So I'll probably be selling those as kind of a damaged goods lot for those who might have more dedication, more tricks up their sleeve, bigger rocks to beat against the riverbanks to try and get some of the staining out. But this one has some great, again, I would argue this is hand embroidered because there's a lot of yarn being wasted connecting those stitches. If this were done by machine, they would have been far more fastidious in saving the excess thread. But very nicely done from the front. It's got the floral bouquets on all 4 of the corners, as well as partway up the sides. So I can't really back up the way Scott did because I'm against the wall already, but you can kind of get an idea of how that's designed. Hanging that in half, you can see what the drape would be on the individual edges. So we've got a beautiful piece, simpler, but definitely, again, getting into that farmhouse, cottage core, norm core, grand millennial, whatever you want to call it. It's just a great traditional piece of linen, hand embroidered table runner. I do see a bid, so I'll go ahead and start counting it down. Thanks, Lisa, for starting things out. I've got it at $12, counting down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. We'll see if anyone else sneaks in at the end. I see the stop. I don't see anyone else. So it looks like Lisa Cooper is picking this up for $12. So thank you so much, Lisa. Your name does sound familiar, but I don't think I've shipped to you in a long time, if ever. So again, if you could send an email to this address, just to make sure that I do have the most up-to-date information, I appreciate it. Thank you. And back to Scott.
Okay, it's 5 of 9. We won't take an intermission. We will plow right through. But I do want to say thank you, everybody, for joining me and Patrick tonight. And thank you to the close to 300 folks that are here. If you get a chance and you're on a device that you can go bloop, 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 bloop. If you'll oh, look at that. Look at that.
Whoa, what triggered that? What did you do?
Let me try it again. Let me try it again. I wanted folks to give a thumbs up if they could go bloop, 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 bloop. Now you do it, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
Oh, it's a Jersey thing.
I guess. I gotta be the host. But I've not seen that. That's pretty cool. I've seen like balloons and stuff float up, but I've never seen the fireworks coming from the background.
Can I do it one more time?
Yay, it's your channel. It's a Monday night. Let's make it the night.
Oh, I look like
that is actually really cool.
I look like the beginning of Love American Style. Right? That takes you back, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I don't know whose turn it is.
It is yours.
Oh, okay. Well, give me a thumb. I can't stop doing it. I just can't stop. Okay, enough. You wore it out. Now it doesn't work.
You broke it.
Well, it was Mae West who said, too much of a good thing is wonderful. Now, I just don't know if we've got, I know my demographic might not be interested in this necktie, but we're going to try it anyway. Oh, look, it's only $12 and I love this thing. I can't remember. I think I picked it up at an estate sale. It's screaming 40s, 50s. It's that either silk or rayon or whatever. And this is when that salmon color, which was in, but it's all hand painted, the necktie. And I want you to see, you'll have to read I'll read it to you. It says, wherever achievement 500 club. So I just love that some little salesman, can't you just see him lugging pots and wherever?
Absolutely. That is fantastic.
You can see he's got a suitcase and he's lugging coffee pots and frying pans. Look at that pot right there. That thing goes back. I think that design goes back to the 30s and 40s, Patrick.
I believe it.
That pot right there. So this is all hand painted on this tie. And you can just imagine, let's give him a name. How about Stanley Sapansky? Stanley Sapansky has been walking around Jersey City selling pots and pans, and he got invited to the 500 club. He thought he was going to get a check, and they gave him a necktie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can tie this because I've been tying ties since I was like 13, but I won't do it. Does anybody want this hand painted?
Yes, they do.
Okay. From the 40s and 50s. And look, he didn't spill any gravy on it.
Well, But it looks like it was an award, like the 500 Club.
Yeah.
So he must have gotten it as a prize or something. So he maybe framed it or just hung it on his wall. Never even wore it.
Or it could have been, like the club tie. It probably was a dinner. What he sold 500 coffee pots.
Yeah.
I wonder what he got when he sold 1,000 coffee pots. Well, anyway,
matching belt.
Matching belt, yeah. But the only thing that it says is slip stitched by hand. So
very nice.
So Stanley Sapansky, boy, I don't know how happy Mrs. Sapansky was when he came home. She thought she was going to get, I don't know, a trip to Niagara Falls, and instead her husband comes home with a necktie. Count it down, Scott. Stop running your mouth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I love this thing. And I wore it a couple of times, but it's time to move it along. Maybe.
The lag has grown longer, so I'm just watching for the countdown because I know you did it this time.
Did I do it?
Pretty sure you did. I thought I saw you do it.
Carried away with my narrative.
All right, we're gonna stop. And it looks like Robert snuck in and took it from Poodle's son at $21.
Now, Robert, I want you to wear it at least once. You hear me? Okay. Robert, thank you. Poodle's son, I'm sorry you didn't get it. You wore that. Did I wear that during Two Chaps? I had.
Perfect.
Patrick, what's next?
All right, we got something very different. We've got an $8 start.
Okay.
And this is probably one of the newest things I've ever sold on your channel. And depending on who you talk to, may or may not be considered vintage. We've got Veggie Tales. And there's a special place in my heart for Veggie Tales. One, it's a local company. I was founded in Glen Ellen, Illinois. One of the best biographies I've ever read was the memoir of the guy that founded Big Ideas, Big Idea Productions, which is who invented Veggie Tales, how they built up the company and then how it got completely destroyed. But this was, you get a journal. Now the journal has this like rubbery plastic cover, and that has been pressed up against something. So there's some ink on this. You don't need it because the paper cover on the front and the back is that heavy laminated paper. So it's just kind of like extra. So if it doesn't wash off, I haven't tried to clean it up. You could just tear that off because there's one on the front, one on the back. But the journal itself is a really thick journal. It's marked copyright 1999, which was the same year my daughter was born. And we joke about it, but 100% true. I don't think my daughter knows anything that happened in the Bible unless it was covered by Veggie Tales. We literally this was a while ago. She's 20, she's 25. This was a while ago. Maybe she was in high school or college. We were talking about the fabled walls of Jericho. She's like, oh, I don't remember that one. I'm like, oh no, remember the French peas stood up on the top and like yelled down at the people that. She's like, oh, I do remember that. Yep. See, if it happened in Veggie Tales, you'll remember it. Veggie Tales is so much fun. If you don't know Veggie Tales, your children and grandchildren fell outside. I don't even know if it's typical. I don't actually know if it's still around. Videos are hilarious. There's a bunch of adult humor, not true adult humor, adult humor for adults. But anyway, you get the journal, but then you also get to completely, fill your home. You get these matted photos or matted prints of Larry the cucumber and Bob the tomato. Now, technically, you can each of these prints, it says right on the bottom, artwork is reversible. But if you reverse Larry, you get Bob, and if you reverse Bob, you get Larry. But then you can only hang one of them. So I'm giving you both. You can hang both Bob and Larry in your home. And yes, Kat Givens, good Lord, that is exactly what Bob, Larry, and QWERTY would tell you, because they always talk to QWERTY at the end of an episode. which is the first 5 letters of the upper left-hand side of your keyboard, KWERTY. So QWERTY always gave Bible verses. That is the extent, because I didn't teach my daughter anything about the Bible. I didn't know anything. So you get both of the prints. They're 8 by 10, I think. They look. Hold on. So I got a bid, so I'll count it down really quick. Yeah, 8 by 10, matted probably to like a 5 by 7 inside. But you get a dual frame, this, or hang them right next to each other, stacked on top of each other, whatever you want to do. Super colorful, whether it goes into a kid's room, your laundry room, they're fun times. Like if you know Veggie Tales, you can't help but smile when you see Bob the tomato. He doesn't have arms and legs. He just kind of like bounces, but you have no question when he stands up and when he sits. Think about that one. So we're going to go ahead and count it down. We can get into all of the silly songs with Larry, my hairbrush, Barbara Manatee, Manatee, you are the one for me. My daughter had a Veggie Tales Bible. I'm still waiting for the lightning bolt to smite us on that one. But anyway, so you get both prints and the journal. Again, nice, really thick journal. Everyone's remembering, Bear in the Big Blue House. We love Bear in the Big Blue House. Rugrats, not as big of a fan. But anyway, we will go ahead and count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we will stop. We had, I think my daughter took it, a Veggie Tales nativity set. So if the Veggie Tales Bible didn't smite us, the nativity set definitely will. But yeah, it's just a silly thing. And yeah, it does. I do have good memories about them. But these are not my daughter's. I actually picked these up from an estate sale, so I have no qualms about getting rid of these. I see the stop. I did see a bid.
I did as well, and it was Rhonda Keezer, Keezer.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. You are also, and you named me. Thanks for all the new buyers tonight. Really appreciate your support. Again, just if you could make sure you send me an email, because I do not believe I recognize your name, and give Veggie Tales a home. Thank you so much.
Rhonda Keezer, Keezer. Welcome. Yes, welcome, new folk. That's fantastic. Loving it. Okey-doke. I've got for you guys. How would you like to go all the way back to 1946? We can start the summer and we can end the summer. May and August. I'll make myself big, and the opening price is $12.
It's up.
$12 for what? 2 very good condition House Beautiful magazines, May of 1946, which is here, and August of 1946. So we'll start the summer in May and we'll end it in August 1946. They're clean. They've not been destroyed by bugs. They don't stink like a moldy basement, but they smell very, very slightly of old magazine, of old paper. And they're thick. I mean, you get a lot. Now, this is after the war, so things are going well. 205 pages and probably about the same. So about 400 pages worth of delicious 1940s. Now, you know House Beautiful, and then we're going to have some Better Homes and Gardens from the 1920s coming up later in the show, but 1946 on both of these magazines. And I could flip through here and it would just take, you already know you're going to get recipes and advertisements and a little bit of news and fashion. My goodness. Is that the interior of a 1940s room? Oh, I'm loving it. Let's try to get it. Oh, Dorothy Draper, come to town. Look at that. Look at that 40. You could just jump right into that 1940s living room. Look at that. They were not afraid of pattern, were they?
Absolutely not.
Can you imagine that sofa and those curtains together? It's great.
Jan Loftus has you up to 13.
Oh, and look at this kitchen. Now how many of you are back at your grandparents' house? Look at that kitchen, Patrick.
Look at that corner cabinet. It looks like it's holding the serving platters. I've never seen the vertical up that high. That's actually really cool.
It's very cool. Yes. In the corner of the kitchen?
Yeah, it's cool. It looks like those big, tall serving platters go. Usually those are at the bottom. It's cool. It's cool. It's up the top.
It's
Love
wonderful.
that curved edge of the Formica with the chrome accent. The bookcase at the end. Oh,
I mean,
it's got 2 sinks.
Indeed it does.
Look at that. I was going to say I've never seen anything with that little backsplash in between the sink, but I'm like, wait, those are 2 sinks.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know that I noticed it before you mentioned it, but I see it now. I'm glad you pointed
out. Like a flower sink in addition to the kitchen sink.
Yeah. So
very cool.
Gosh, it's so much fun. You can just, I'll tell you what, if you're tired of the news and you just, you know what's going on in the world, but you need a break, there's nothing wrong with sticking your head in an old magazine like this for the evening. Put on some old 40s music and just forget about what's going on in the world for a while. Oh, the bedroom. We're going to count this down in a minute, but it's both magazines from 1946. And
it says you up to 15. So this has you currently at 15.
Well over 400 pages here. Oh, we've got to look at one more living room. Sorry, I have to. I love the interiors. Try to hold it still for you.
That's great.
Breakfast
nook.
When you
drop
look at
leaf table.
Old magazines and you look how rich the interiors were, they seem jarring almost because we're so used to this modern gray. Oh my goodness, I just love all of this old richness of the homes. They were so cozy, were they not?
And what I love is the first primary record of this is what a kitchen and this is what a living room looked like and was decorated with in 1946 or whatever year that was. So it's like, wait, that's I thought that was later. Oh wait, I thought that was earlier. Well, things stick around and you never know what's going to be in design and house beautiful.
So we really only looked through one. We're not going to take the time to flip through the other one, but it's just as nice. And they both could be on your coffee table. So we'll count them down. I'm not sure where we are, but we're going to count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Some more magazines from the 20s coming up in just a minute. Those are like reference books to me. Reference books. I devour them.
All right. It looks like we got some right activity there coming in at the end. Let me refresh it. All right. So I see, looks like Lisa RN got in at 24 before the stop. And then Lori came in right after the stop at 25.
Thank you, everyone, for placing bids on that. I appreciate it. And we're going to go. So thank you so much. We're going to go to Patrick. Patrick, Lisa is asking if you got her email. And I don't know if you're on.
I can check really quick. And yes, I did. I also got Pam's and I also got Tina's. So and Rhonda's. Everyone is so efficient. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Great. Okay. Well, we'll keep the ball rolling. What's up next, Patrick?
All right. We got a $10 start for some more textiles.
Okie doke.
We've got an instant collection of doilies.
Ooh.
So this is a $10 start for 10 doilies. So we've got a couple sets here. So starting things off, these actually were the freshly laundered ones because there was some discoloration, but these came out really nice. This is a nice pair. They're all roughly the same size. Let's see, just give you an idea of what this is. Again, you get all 10. So these two are roughly 6 inches across. So you get a pair that looks like this. So you've got to doily have it. You can put them under candles. You can turn them into antimacassars. You can do whatever look you want. You then have a set of 5 that are very similar, but the other ones don't have the border work to them. So same kind of design, but these all have borders, and these all match, and most of them still have their original price tag. So I am not familiar with this store, Colson's. I got these at the same estate sale. I'm assuming, so I would assume it's an Illinois store, but I've never heard of it. So maybe they were from someplace else. I do not know. They were $1.56 at the time, and they are priced individually. So even though they are all identical, they each have individual prices on them. So, at what point would these have been $1.50, 60s, 70s? These are all a very light beige ecru. They're not quite white. Were they once white? Maybe. And I would say, yes, they are crocheted. Try to see it close enough so you can see it. So again, very similar designs, again, roughly the same size. Then we move into a slightly larger one. Now this one, see if I can get it to show up. This one has, what can I put it up against? It's actually kind of 2 colors. Oh, that doesn't work. It has 2 colors. It has a darker, show it back this way, is a slightly darker beige edge, and you can see the center is a little bit whiter. So initially I thought it was like some sort of staining or something, but no, it was designed that way. You can see it has a more of an ecru on the outside and more of a really, really light beige, still not white on the middle. So it kind of gives a different effect, kind of a wreath on there. So this one's a little bit different because it's got the flower petal design in the middle, somewhat unique and a little bit larger. This is probably getting to, let's see, 8 inches. So this is slightly larger. It does look like that. I just saw there's one separation where these used to probably were connected, I would assume. But once you set it down, you would not notice. Thank you, Jenny, for starting off at 10. And then beautiful. This is smaller. This one is only maybe 5 inches. Yeah, about 5 inches, a little more than 5 inches. Great little curly Q design. Those are standalone. So that two-toned one was the only one. This is the only one like this, but look at the knot work that's done with that inner border, with all that ring work that was done. Absolutely fantastic. And then the last one is it's the largest of all of them. This one also crocheted. This one is 10 inches across. Has the open work floral in the middle, and then the stitches around the outside. So I'm not sure. Philip's saying that one's tatted. I think that came in probably with this one. So the smallest one is probably the one that he's saying is tatted. And then this design. So yes, and Justine is echoing that the smallest one looks like tatting. And yes, I did get Philip's comment correct. So you get all 10 of these. Jenny has us at $10, and that is the highest bid right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start counting it down. Very lightweight, so it will not cost much to ship these. All 10 currently for $10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop for all 10 of the doilies. If anyone tries to sneak in, I see the stop. I did not see, and I would not disagree with that, River Billy, since they were sold at a store. I'm assuming they were factory produced. So we got the stop. I think I just saw the one with Jenny Mack. And Jenny, I do recognize your name, but I think it's been a while since I've shipped to you. So if you could also send me an email, I would appreciate, just to make sure I have the most recent information. I went to do something in PayPal the other day, and somebody I had shipped to, their shipping was gone. I'm like, wait, I know I've shipped to you, and it was gone. And I'm like, I don't have it. So I was like sitting here trying to dig for it. So it's always good to remind us sometimes of who you are. Back to Scott.
Okay, let's see here. let's see what we can do. $10 on the little dress clothing for a baby, and I'll let you see it. It's clean, it's not stained, it's not ripped, it doesn't have dry rot or anything like that, but it's only got one of its tiny little buttons. Now, of course, little boys and little girls wore these as babies. And this isn't fancy enough for christening or anything. I'll pull it in and let you see. This is very lightweight. I guess it's linen, I don't know, or cotton maybe. Maybe it's cotton. But you can see how pretty the work is done here at the front. There's one tiny little button right there. The rest of the little buttons down the front are gone. So all of the buttons in the front are missing. Of course, this made it easy to change the baby.
Judy is calling it lawn, which I've heard the term before, but I do not know what defines that.
Front lawn? Wait, what? Yeah, you can see
where while you mow the lawn, you never know.
The little sleeves here are gathered, and there's like a little hem or whatever, or cuff, whatever you want to call that, around the sleeve. I don't know the terms. I'll default. But it is old, and it could be anywhere from 1910 even into the 1920s. I'll hold it all the way back. I can't model it for you because it's been a while since I've been able to fit into something like this. But it's very, very thin, almost see-through fabric for the baby.
Those are the types of things that look fantastic in those shadow boxes. People get really creative with, find an old photo and, you know, maybe an old pair of baby booties, and it's just like instant relative, and it just looks so cool.
Yeah. Okay, I will count it down. Again, just baby. I can't really give you any size. Baby. And I would assume that that's hand-done work around the collar. But could be factory. I didn't look at it very closely. Maybe it's factory. I'll let you see the back. It's probably not showing up very well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, I didn't want those balloons. I didn't mean for those balloons to come up there.
I'd give you the warning to make sure so I see it go through. And so I got the stop. Unfortunately, it does not look like you had anyone bids on that.
I'm going to fold
baby textile buyers today.
And put it on top of the little boy's suit right there. And take it back to you.
All right. So I'm starting things out with this is a $15 start.
Let's see.
And
15?
15, 1 5. Okay. And Scott may recognize this because I was with him when I found it.
Oh,
I was doing I was cleaning out my office, the storage area, trying to clean things up. I just finished my game room finally, and I was cleaning things up. And all of a sudden, I'm like, but why isn't this sliding back? And I looked under, and this had slid underneath one of the filing cabinets. So it is looking for my vintage advertising collectors. It is a restaurant supply company. You can see Jones Restaurant Equipment Company from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It does have a zip code, so it's after 1963, but I would say this is probably 80s based on who is shown here. It is a cafeteria tray. It is super sturdy. It's got some decent weight to it. I mean, probably about a pound on its own. So it's not super heavy to ship, but it's got some weight to it. So just be aware of it. But it's got all these advertisements right here, your name here. So it was a piece that they would have advertised or would have used to promote to other restaurants. Hey, you can do this. You know, you can get a tray just like this. Oh, and you don't like any of the examples we've got there? Well, here are your options. So these are Volroth highlight trays. and just check out all of the sample materials of what these are in. So you've got this tray that's here is shown in this sample color right here. We've got a lighter one. You've got an orange one, kind of a gray. Look at the 1970s, 80s wood grain, faux wood grain. Yeah, can't live without that. So you got all these different colors. So the company is Volrath. I did do some digging. Some people are going through. Oh, it's I'd say it's a resin. It's definitely not metal, but it's too sturdy to be a plastic. So I would say it's like a flimsy plastic. I would say it's some sort of an injection molded resin. Because you can see I'm like actually trying to flex it, and it does not have any flex to it. Uh-huh. So really, I'm sorry, did you say something, Scott?
No, I said, aha.
So like think back in the days, like your cafeteria in school, when you got the tray at the Wendy's, you got the tray to carry it back to your table. You didn't get a bag. You got something pretty nice, pretty heavy, and then they'd all be stackable. So it's just a cool piece. I don't know. What does it say on the back? Layer upon layer of impregnated material laminated together for cost-saving durability. Feel the strength, multi-layer, and then they repeat it. Feel the smoothness, a clean, clear surface that's impervious to solvents and detergents. Look at the vivid colors. Test the durability. Put a lit cigarette on it for a few minutes. Okay. They take it seriously. A unique manufacturing process developed by Volrath. No charge for personalization. Minimum order of 10 dozen trays. So you better have a busy restaurant because you're getting 120 of these puppies. But that's exactly it, Carmen. It's like the cafeterias at the malls. Melmac would be similar. I'd say this is heavier than Melmac, though. But that idea, like a melamine, but I don't see anything that actually says what the material is. It just says impregnated material laminated together. So all logos shown use napkins, coasters, letterheads, and menus requiring no special artwork. So Victoria Station, I've never heard of St. Hubert. So that I don't know if that's a regional thing because the company is based in Oklahoma. So I don't know if that may not exist. There's some sort of a court jester. I don't know who he is. Old San Francisco Steakhouse, those we had the Midwest. Barbary Coast Bar, I recognize that. That's the swinging. Holiday Inn, Wimbledon. Lowe's Anatole, Dallas. I actually looked that one up. It still exists. It became a different name. Perkins, that's in the Midwest. Antares, Exxon Chemicals, Steak and Ale. So nice little mix. So I think I saw a couple bids coming through on it. So I'll go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. It's so funny Jenny's saying sledding down the hollow. We did also sled down our hollow. I went to Wittenberg University, and that's what you did with your trays. You slid down the hollow. Myers Hollow. So anyway, then this is Countdown watching for the stop, which I see. I'm not sure what John Williams was trying to type. So
don't know either.
I see Jenny Mack at 17. Oh, you're kidding. Jenny and I went to the same college. When she said hollow, that's what maybe I'm like, we called it the hollow. No, class of 92. Wittenberg, class of 92. Oh, too funny. All right. You have OfferUp experience more than I do, Scott. John did bid right before the stop, but he only put in a 2. So Jenny and I are actually overlapped. She's class of 94. Too funny. But I think I need to give it, not only because she went to Wittenberg, but I think I need to give it to Jenny because technically, John, your bid was $2. So yeah. I know you didn't mean to do $2, but I can't read anybody's mind.
I understand. So, right.
Yeah. So I saw this stop. So I don't want to be accused of not being a gentleman and a scholar, but I want to be fair. And technically your bid was only 2. So I apologize. You did miss out on that. So then before that, the next one I see is Jenny Mack for 17. So it's going to a Tiger. Oh, River Billy says there's a 20.
Well, I really don't know what Yeah, if you scroll back up, I don't know.
I don't see a 20.
Well, it makes it difficult to know if that was actually a bid for 20. If you'll
I'm
scroll
in.
back, pardon?
Ooh, I think I'm in all chat. Yeah, I'm in all chat.
Yeah, I'll show you, and I will let you make the call. Give me just a second. So I'll let you read that message, which I've just highlighted for you. Okay. No, she says it was for the pillowcases lagging.
Oh, she's lagging. Okay.
All right. So forget
All
that
right.
and go
So-
back to what you were was.
So Jenny Mac,
Okay.
the fellow tiger, gets it for $17.
And you may be bringing pillowcases back just before we close.
Oh, I sold the pillowcases.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So far, the only thing I haven't sold is the lacquer bowls.
Okay. All set? All set?
Yep. All back to you.
All right. Then if you would place $12 on the screen.
Yep, it's up.
2 more magazines on the screens. May and June. And we're going to go back to 1928. Can you believe these are knocking on the door of 100 years old? Not quite, but they're getting there, right? May and June of 1928, Better Homes and Gardens, excellent condition. Once again, they're not falling apart. The staples are there, the covers, front and back. This smells like old paper. My whole house kind of smells like 1925.
KP's got you started at 12.
And they're in good condition. Now, the Good Housekeeping magazines typically have, well, same as really as when my mother was still getting Good Housekeeping in the 80s. There's gardening, there's recipes, there's things about the house, but this is all 1928. We're going to take a look at the back cover of this one, and let's zoom in on a living room of 1928. And those children with their little paper hats and go-kart, or whatever they're on, a little pony, you see that?
Absolutely.
I don't know that mother wants to be disturbed, but I love the way it's always fun to look at the furniture. And of course, this is an advertisement for carpet. So they want you to see this Congolium. When I say carpet, sometimes they would call them Congolium rugs, you know, but it was sort of like a linoleum. Some of you might remember that from old houses. All right. So very quickly, you know, I don't know. As I said, the condition is good, and you'll have some color pictures in here. Satisfied. What is she satisfied with? I'm looking at it the wrong. Oh, it says stainless. She's satisfied with her stainless steel. Her stainless. Look at the beautiful Persian carpet advertisements. And there are interesting articles in these magazines about how to decorate your home, and there's some pretty colored advertisements as well.
Those are so great.
Oh, I just put that picture on my community page. I took a picture of it and cut the advertisement off, and I said, okay, everybody, what's the caption? And I decided I would be naughty, and my caption was, now look here, little Nancy, you spill any more flour on my linoleum, and mother is going to dump this mincemeat pie right on your head. That was my caption. What's your caption?
I think that fits.
That fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like she's about to wind that into his face, into the kid's face.
It does. It looks like mother has had it with little Nancy. So anyway, that's that one magazine there. And oh, there was another living room. I just love looking at the colored pictures of the living rooms. No, that's a bedroom, but we'll take a look at it quickly. Look at that. The little Hollywood table with the skirt around it. Is that a cat down there on the floor?
Yeah, I would say yes. The profile, the shadow looks more like a cat than the actual white cat.
Yeah, it's true. And so not just May, but then also June of the same year, 1928. And there's a cute little Tudor revival house there on the back. We'll count the two magazines down. I won't take up any more time on those.
It's up to $26.
10, 9. If I were Nancy, I would have a smart remark back. 10. She better not sass her mother. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. All right, little Nancy. You better finish them pies before I get back from my bridge club. Or you're in for it.
Had some last minute jumping in. So let me refresh really quick.
I'm not being very nice to little Nancy, am I?
All right, so
all in good fun.
Lisa tried to get it up to 36, but then KP was able to get in before the stop at 37. And then I have Elisa went up to 38, but right after the stop.
I see. So
do you see the same thing? I see KP at 37.
Okay, KP, thank you. You should have gotten some boxes for me in the last couple of days. I hope you did. I haven't been looking at email. I'm still trying to get email connected to my cell phone. You know I have a new cell phone. I threw my old one in the Atlantic Ocean. So hello, Squid. Hello, Squid.
They're taking selfies with it as we speak.
Hello, Tuna. So I'm still trying to get my email up into my cell phone. Yeah. Okay, Patrick, go. Sorry, I'm ready.
All right, so I've got $10 start, and I see your 1928, and raise you 1926.
Aha!
And another 1926.
Oh,
and a 1918, and a 1915. So this is all one lot. You get the entire stack of Etude magazines. We got 4 magazines, $10 start with from the teens and the 20s. Plus, I'm going to throw in 3 additional issues from around the same era, 1924. Can't quite see, but they don't have the covers. But you would still have all of the advertisements. And if you were into music, you would actually have all this music included in them. So unfortunately, unlike the House Beautiful, you're not dealing with photos of interiors, but you've got some great vintage advertising in here. Yeah. And you do have, as you were doing the House Beautiful one, I marked these. You do have a couple advertisements that show you some interiors, because everyone needs to buy their baby grand piano so you can see what it would look like in your home from Brombach Baby Grand. $650. This was in 1926. So I did not do the conversion on that, but I think that's a pretty pricey piano. And then the page right before that has an amazingly small piano at an astonishingly low in price. And you can see that it almost looks like she's in the kitchen. Looks like she's got tile floors.
Yeah.
And that's for the Wurlitzer Studio piano. Mm-hmm. So as you go through this, you've got the Summer Master School, the Weaver Grand Piano. You've got all the little classified ads, Bush Conservatory of Chicago, their summer school, the Premier Aristocrat. So you've got a lot of advertisements, but they're all musically inclined. So there's a big place in music for you at Kahn Band Instruments. I played a Kahn cornet in high school. Actually, in junior high. I stopped by the time I was in high school. But Kahn Band Instruments You can start your own. Harold Hill can start his own band. Junior Etude, so there's stuff in there for kids. Professional directory. American Conservatory, Chicago Musical College. Most of these, because of the age, you are dealing just in black and white. I don't think there were any color ads in here. Piano teaching materials, sea gardens. A lot of this is for the music. So again, this is an entire stack of Etude magazines. To be perfectly honest, this is where it's at. It's the cover art. So you get this beautiful cover art on the front. This one actually appears to be missing its back cover, so I don't know what the cover art looks like, or the back cover was probably in color. This one does have the back cover for the piano instruction works, but again, a great illustration from the February 26 issue. Those look fantastic framed. Tchaikovsky. So if you've got any music lovers, you give them a portrait of Tchaikovsky from the 1918, or vintage advertising lovers. You pay more than $10 just for this page, for the old cedar polish. The trained housemaid knows. So you got a beautiful full color ad back there. Century 10-cent edition sheet musics. And then again, tons of sheet music inside. A sleigh ride. So you got that. 1915 issue is you got Mozart, so you got Tchaikovsky, and you've got Mozart. Mm-hmm. And then the back is another cedar polish ad. So you get two fantastic full color ads that you could frame. I do not see any bids on this, so I will count it down really quick. And
no, I think you do have.
Oh, okay.
23.
Excellent. So I will start the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. That's my favorite. Little Dolly playing piano with her.
That's cute.
All right, so Jenny is getting the doilies as well as the Etude magazine. Correct?
Looks like it.
All right, nice stack going to Jenny. Thanks so much.
Alrighty.
They'll fit nicely with the trays. The tray that she also bought.
Okay, for $8, I have two books that I'd like to put up for sale. 2 for $1 money, so $8, and you get both of them. One is very thick, and it is called Antique Jewelry. The other one is not as thick, but it is called Antique Jewelry as well. There was a time when I thought I was going to learn jewelry, but I just don't have the passion for it. So, here they go. I'm sure that even if they're old, there's got to be some information in there. So let me hold them still. That's the big one. And it says it's the official guide. So they're clean. They're not falling apart. This one does have a couple of color, not much. So it's mostly.
Andrew's got you up to 10.
This one is mostly pictures of antique jewelry and descriptions, as you can see. Sixth edition. I guess it's not that important than any, but that you know the year they were published, but I don't really want to, unless you're dying to know. I kind of don't want to. I should have written it down, but I didn't do that in advance. So anyway, they look like something from the 80s or then something like that. So there's that one. And then this one is another one called Antique Jewelry, a practical and passionate guide. And because I have no passion for jewelry, I decided, well, that was a short-lived. Oh, this was sold at Macy's for $5.95. See?
Excellent.
And it, again, this one is mostly narrative. There's some Interesting. This is Rose Lehman Golenberg, and it looks like it's mostly narrative. That's kind of interesting. I didn't know you could write that much about jewelry. Huh?
I listen to podcasts about jewelry. There's a lot you can say about jewelry. So
apparently, that because there's not much in here with pictures, but there's a lot of verbiage, whatever it is. So there that is. And then that one again. This one really has a lot of pictures in it. So we're going to count this down. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready.
Yep.
Now, who sang that?
Oh, I have no idea.
Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. That's all I know.
I said I recognize the song, but I couldn't tell you were saying it.
Somebody will tell us.
So
10,
Jacqueline started you at 8. Sandra brought you up to 10. So you're going to count it down?
Yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. I'm not sure what they were getting ready for. Oh, I bet I know what they were getting ready for.
All right. I got the stop, and let me refresh because you had a bunch of activity coming right into the end. So let me refresh.
They were getting ready for some boom chicka wow wow.
So I see Pamela before the stop at 12, and then a bunch of people jumped right after that. But the one I see before is Pamela.
And does Pamela have a last name?
Flumerfelt. Flumerfelt.
Okay. Pamela, I know I've seen your name in various places. I'm trying to remember if I've sold to you or not, and I can't remember. So if I haven't, and then I'll need your information. And so let me know. I'll keep my eye on the chat. And if I see that you haven't bought from me before, then I'll give you my email and you can send me your info. I just can't remember, Pamela, and I apologize.
I'm trying to put Scott's email in the chat as we
Got it.
talk.
Pamela, thank you. Pamela says I have. So Pamela. I knew your name. I just couldn't remember if I've sold to you. So Patrick. Thank you for putting that in. Thank you for those of you who placed your bids. Pamela, $12. The books are yours.
And evidently Barbara Mason, who now have a year. So Mary Beth must either looked it up or knew it. And Barbara Mason, 1965. Are you ready?
Oh, that's who sang Are You Ready?
That appears to be.
And were they getting ready to make whoopee?
All right. Got an $8 start. You're showing books about jewelry. I'm going to show jewelry. So this is definitely going to be choker length. I put it on specifically, though, to show where it falls on me. I have about a 16 and a half inch neck, and that is where it falls on me. But this is designed, it's a pendant that I now can't get off, but it is a pendant design that can be changed to a different chain. I bought it. It is actually a berry scoop that the handle has been cut off and has been turned into a necklace. So this one, and I'm like mortified I cannot get this off right now. I don't normally do necklaces, so I'm not used to this from the front side. But it has the berry bowl to it. I did do a little check. It's electroplated nickel silver, EPNS. If you buy it, you don't get my neck in it. You just get the necklace. But it does come off. All right, well, we're just going to show it here. So the necklace I put it on is kind of like a leather strap necklace. I just kind of liked I didn't want metal sliding against the metal. I just thought the leather would be kind of cool. But it has these little beads that slide up and down on there. And then it literally is a berry ladle. And you can see the handle sort of on the back. It's been cut off, curved over. So you can slide it onto a chain. So this is embarrassing as all get out, but I can't quite figure out which part I'm trying to squeeze to open up the necklace.
Just deal with it, ladle.
There's the puns. So anyway, it's just a cool little piece. I did start doing a lot more jewelry in my booth, and it's doing pretty well. But I didn't want to deal with I did not want to deal with I didn't know how to deal with the loose pendant. So that's why I put it on the necklace. If I don't sell it here, I will go ahead and sell it in my booth. But I just thought this was like right up Scott's alley, right up Scott's, you're all the people who typically watch Scott's channel. Just a cool aesthetic, electroplated nickel silver, quattroplate, berry spoon. Again, you can see the way the handle was done. They did a really nice job when they cut it. They left some of the detail, like almost like an Art Deco. But it's got the repoussé design where it's been pressed from the back to the front. So it's got some great texture to it. It's just a really cool looking piece. And again, I just put it on a very simple brown leather chain, but it can easily go on any chain you want. So if you want it to be longer, you want it to hang a little bit further. I do listen to a podcast about jewelry, and it says that the fall trends are bold statement necklaces and layering. So you're probably going to be the only person that has this, and you can layer it with all kinds of other necklaces as well. So I had an $8 start with it. I don't see any bidding on it. Everyone was more interested whether I was going to be strangling myself with it. So I will just do a quick countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop for the berry bowl pendant. Oh, it looks like it's a little bit of activity coming at the end.
Indeed, indeed.
So who do you see first?
I see. Sorry. I see Catherine Byrne had $8 before John Williams, before the stop. Is that what you see, Patrick?
I do see the same as well. I didn't refresh, so as long as that's what you see, that's good. Catherine, again, thank you again for all the new buyers. I don't recognize your name, so if you can, make sure you send me an email before the show ends tonight. Just want to make sure I've got all of the everyone's contact information before we sign off.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you're going to give it a good home. I really liked that piece, so I'm glad it's going to go to a good home.
Patrick, we will. We've got it's 10 of 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave the camera on you and tell you to sell another one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to pop back into some ephemera. The next piece of ephemera I've got is a $10 start.
Okie doke.
And we are doing, what is this now? Christmas in August.
Yeah.
So I do have a couple of Christmas pieces. If people want to see, I've got a Christmas textile as well. But jumping in with some ephemera. And these are, I really like these because these are just great little pieces. There's a set of 3 of these Christmas magazines. They've got some great imagery on the front. But when you open them up, it's great. Got the 3 wise men on the back. These are all from I looked it up before and I forgot. This is volume 37, dated 1967. So they're all from like the 60s and the 70s. But they're Christmas magazines, effectively. They've got a nice spine on them. So they're like book quality, soft covered magazines, but they've got some beautiful artwork. So it's one of these cases that you've got the Christmas story, but just check out all the artwork that they've got that goes along with it. So then there's, travel. So this is the Avenue of Thorns. These are religious based. There's a prayer in it, the Ministry of Drama, Christmas in Spain. So they are all holiday themed because, shock of shocks, they are the Christmas magazines, but they only came out once a year. So this one is 1967. This one also has a nativity, has the wise men on the back, and then the nativity scene on the front. This one is from 1970, so it's volume 39. This one does actually have an inscription on the front. May Christ bless each of you with sense of this living presence this Christmas and all of 1970 from the Rybergs. But again, so these would just be great little materials to have out when people come to your home for the Christmas party. Great conversation pieces. I even look at this. Those are the Bing and Grondel plates. Yeah, Danish blue, talking about the collector's plates from Christmas, how they were produced. So they're magazines, but they all have a very specific theme. Like, just check out the artwork on this. You could just frame that one page, one Christmas journey, and you just got this cool little illustrated page. So you've got some great illustrations and photos. And then the third one, also Christmas issue. It is they're published in Minneapolis. Check out the inside. It's like a illustrated manuscript. and it's a super thick, like not quite cardboard thick, but more than cardstock. This is pretty rigid as the cover of the magazine, a matte kind of a linen finish. You've got this illustrated manuscript type page. Like you cut that off, you could frame that side, but that'd be a great Christmas decoration. Build a wreath around that. You put that in the center and have a beautiful wreath. This one's volume 36, which was from 1966. So again, all these are from the late 60s, 1970. So they've all got the art of that era. And again, all religious motifs. Love all the different representations of the nativities of what was popular back in those days. Looks like, got again, that same type of illustration. So thank you, Lori, for the opening bid of $10. We'll go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And we'll finish with the Christmas books. And you get all three.
It looks like Jenny Mac at 11.
All right. She's adding to her stack. Do you have anything else you want to show, Scott?
I am going to finish up tonight, and I'm going to throw out there Together Bundled, and we're going to just bundle them together at an amazing price of $10.
Okay. It's
and
up.
For $10, if you didn't come earlier, you missed this cute little excellent condition little boy's suit from the 1960s. There are the little shoulder straps. It is a size 3. There are his little pants. They are very clean. Actually, they don't smell, and they don't even seem as though they've been worn. I don't know if they were ever worn or not. This one needs to be washed. It was folded, and but there's the top. And again, this is for a boy. That's the top and the bottom. Very 1960s. Any little 60s boy has pictures in these. $10. And also you get this much older, very, very light cotton little babies.
Wow, you're putting them both together at $10?
Both together, $10. This one is missing all of its buttons except one at the top. And of course, this is old. It's not fancy enough for christening, but this is what the baby would wear around the house, little boys too. And it was very easy for mother to then change the baby. So
Regina's got you started at $10.
All right. Look at the handiwork around that. It's not ripped. The sleeves are sort of, I said gathered. I don't know if that's the term or not, but I'm using whatever language I can come up with. I'm not conversant with this kind of thing. I ain't got no babies, so I don't know. I have pictures of my great other, babies and stuff like this. I'm sure you do too. This is probably about 1910 into the 20s. Could even go into the 30s. All right, so there's that one. And then this, I know I was in something like this. There's the little pants. Again, this says size 3 for the little boy. And there's his top. Of course, this goes over it. Okay, so I'm counting them down. 10, 9, both of them. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And that's it for me, Patrick. I'm going to let you wrap it up.
All right, watching for the lag, and I'm closing it off because it looks like you've got the bid came in from Regina Rainey for $10.
Regina, I know the lusters got to you, and the magazines and some extra magazines hopefully got to you today. Regina for 10, thank you. Thank you. Patrick, you can wrap it up.
So I'll just do a quick, this was the only thing I had that did not sell. So this was the set of 3 lacquerware black lacquer bowls with the 30s, 40s hand printed or hand painted designs on them. You get all 3. That was a $15 start if anyone would like me to rerun that. But I will finish with a new item. So okay. I had the Christmas that sold, and I will end up, I mentioned I had a Christmas textile as well. I had tons of textiles tonight. Okay. So we are going to finish with a Christmas textile. This is a $15 start. And this is a
15.
15, 1-5. This is
Okay.
a set of 3 wise men hanging wall panels, hand crewel work and applique. So you've got the 3 wise men. Tradition serves that one was a person of color. So you've got that one in the red on this green, like almost like a burlap type fabric. So you've got this, and it is stitched in a way that you can run a very small rod through the top, or just pin it, or do whatever you want. They are very long. So I should have measured them really quick. So let me do that really quick. Sorry about that. They are, they're 38 inches long. So we're over 3 feet in length. They're all about this. They're all pretty much the same size. They all have the tapered end, really nice point. I would say these are definitely done by hand. You can see the roughness of the stitch work, of the crewel work that's been done on the back, but beautiful condition on the front. I don't know which one he carried as gold, frankincense, or myrrh, but his little container is hand stitched with the knotted handle at the top, with the headdress. So that's on the green. All of them are on the same green burlap background. Then you've got the gentleman in gold, and he's got some really nice detail in the bottom of his coat with some red.
Those are so nice. Patrick.
I know. When I saw these, I don't tend to do a lot of religious items, but for some reason I've got a soft spot for nativity items. And when I saw these, I just had to. So let's see, which one would be in a bottle? Frankincense? I think that's a liquid, isn't it? Or I think myrrh's a solid. So I think he might be carrying the frankincense. But you see like beautiful detail work done, and all of that is stitched. So there's no fabric in this one at all, or no like applique in that one at all. I thought this one had fabric, but I think that's all stitched work too. Wow. It's just super, 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 super heavy crewel work to create the solids of the fabric. So these are all stitched. And then the third one fell to the floor. The third one is in blues.
Ooh.
So he also has a small bottle. He's got the gold crown, blue tunic, again, all stitched. And that I thought was applique fabric. It is all yarn work to create that dark blue. So there was a lot of work put into these. Definitely done by hand. You can even see on the back with the way they hemmed the sides, they're somewhat uneven. They just did a beautiful job. They all have the point down at the bottom. They're all in fantastic condition. You figure a lot of these types of things would be displayed for a month, and then they get folded up and go into a closet. So this one looks like they did like maybe a chalk line or something. The other ones don't seem to have that, so I'm not sure what that's from. I didn't even notice that initially. But so you've got the blue man, the gold man, and the red man. So you get all 3 of these. I think I saw a bid, so I'll go ahead and start counting it down.
Yeah, there is a bid somewhere. We'll have to go back and find it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and those are my wise men.
Okay, and there it is.
Okay, I see the stop. So Lori Perry, $15?
Right. Yes.
All right. Excellent. Thank you so much, Lori. I'll add that to your stack. I specifically did not ship your package today because I was thinking you might want to add some things tonight. I'm glad. So we can add and get you free freight. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining. This was
it.
Good night.
Okay, right. Thanks everybody. Patrick, what's next on your channel?
Nothing actually scheduled right now. I am trying to get some more items active. I did a tour of my game room. I just did a tour of my booth, trying to just get some more activity, keep consistent on my output. I will be doing, I'm not sure I'll participate. The next drop sale is not till the end of September, and it's while I'm traveling. So she's changing the format, so I might do that. So just kind of keep posted, watch my channel. Nothing particularly up in the air right now, but I'm sure I'll have some stuff. What do you got scheduled going into your channel?
Next
You said
Monday,
that you and Dave are starting your sales again, right?
we start. Yes, we have, and so a week from tonight is Labor Day, and I hope you'll join me at 8 o'clock. That's going to be an autumn extravaganza. There's a sneak peek on my YouTube channel, 1 or 2 videos back. But this week, I'll produce a video letting you know everything that's for sale next Monday night. And everything else is going in the eBay store, and I was working on that today. So thank you, everyone. And I won't see you live until Labor Day. So have a wonderful week. And Patrick, safe travels.
Yes, thank you very much. And everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. And hopefully see you again next month at our next Unbreakable sale.
Thank you, everyone, and good
Bye,
night.
everybody.